pain is like the thing everyone is running away from, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately it's the thing that breaks you, or it takes you deeper into the human experience. One piece of advice that like I was told by a mentor early on was that nobody has any idea what they're doing. Everyone here is pretending. So trust your own intuition. Welcome to episode 4 of our lovely podcast here with Mr. Staffan Taylor.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. We're very pleased and happy. We're actually talking about it before now that we are super happy. We just met someone in Hong Kong who said, we're listening to the podcast. So thank you for listening. And with also Thomas Bragg.
Hello, everyone. This is a DIY podcast for the time being. So this is our setup. And we are on a beach somewhere in the Pacific, filming our next story that you'll be seeing very soon. And today we're actually going to be talking about life on the road, because it is quite strange. Our lives seem really fun, which they are, but they're also challenging in their own ways and strange in their own ways. And we're going to dive into that in all sorts of ways. And most importantly, talk about Staffan's dating life. So,
No.
So for those of you who care about that, this is the perfect episode for you. And for those of you who don't care about that, there'll be plenty of other things to care about in this story. So thank you for being here. We appreciate all of you. I'm excited to see where this podcast goes. I want this to be a space where we can just convene, feel together in this crazy world, and just have a good time and have a good conversation.
Beautiful. Me and Thomas always says truth. We want to stick to the truth. So whatever, even if it's dating, that might come up then, yeah. But like whatever is true for us and for you, let's keep that in the living room. That's our wish and intention, to be as real, authentic, and courageous as possible.
And if you're wondering why I'm sweaty, it's because I've been moving these like 150-pound rocks on this beach here to get us this setup. Hopefully this works out, and hopefully this is, you'll enjoy this episode. And if you're here and you haven't subscribed, please do so now. Please leave a like and a comment. It supports this whole journey here. But ultimately, we're just here to have a good time, and we're happy you joined us. So enjoy the episode.
Clap. Give us some claps.
Bada boom. Life on the road is weird, but it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't change it for anything else.
Same.
Yeah, like living normal life is harder. Like I think what is hard for other people is maybe we don't always have the same problems, but what's probably easy for a lot of people is hard for us. Like just maintaining relationships, freaking washing our clothes, like living in a routine. We don't have a routine.
I don't know how easy people think it is to maintain relationships. Maybe they can let us know in the comment section if you're listening.
Actually, yeah, maybe
watching.
People don't think that's an easy. That's probably the biggest.
But we are struggling. That's what we are admitting.
What?
That's what you're saying.
I have zero problems in my relationships. My relationships are perfect. My romantic life is top notch. I don't have any drama. I don't have any issues.
Fake alert.
If anyone is wondering, everything is under control. No need to worry.
Yeah.
We are on a beach and we haven't swam, which feels like a cardinal sin a little bit.
Imagine if this episode just starts without starting to swim, but
yeah, maybe it could end.
Maybe it could end, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to see you, man. Good to sit there with you.
I'm like it's weird. I wonder if the modern dating life has just gone so confusing with apps and like an overabundance of like comparison to others, and like also an increased, I feel like, state of self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our generation is much more self-aware, and so my grandparents weren't thinking about traumas and like therapy and like both of my grandparents, like you could just like they just met and then they were like, all right, I guess this is it for 70 years.
Do you know how they met, any of your grandparents?
Yeah, but well, my grandparents on my mom's side met at a party, I think.
Yeah.
And then the one on my dad's side, I forget how they met. I think also at a party.
And then like let's do it.
It just became a thing.
And you've been on many parties, but you haven't found your.
I haven't been to
your partner.
Yeah, once in a while I don't do it very often. Have not met my wife yet. If you're watching this, let me know. Sometimes I do wonder, like, what is she doing right now?
Yeah.
Like she's out there, so I wonder what she's up to.
You think that sometimes? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I told the girl that I'm a little bit interested in right now? I told her that I was doing prayers before, like in the shower. Don't ask me why I did it in the shower, but in the shower you often think about things or whatever. And I was just doing a prayer that I wish that my future partner was having a beautiful time and living a beautiful life, and that I was looking forward to seeing her, meeting her. But this prayer was like, 3 years ago.
Oh.
So I told her this. She thought it was cute. I cringed a little bit when I told her, but yeah, I always try to stay transparent and honest with her as well, and we have that as a little rule. So that came out of me.
People only see the little glimpses of whenever we upload, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many days in between where we're like lugging our stuff through airports, and I've been sick for the last few days. So
you're a bit sick now as well, right?
I'm still a bit sick, yeah. And we're supposed to start filming tomorrow. And it's hard when you're like, your energy isn't there, and like your personal life, you're like trying to keep up with it, like in between, but then you're recuperating. You've just done things with strangers, been on an adventure, and with every high there's a low that follows, right? Like you get the dopamine and adrenaline rush, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you're back in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Your like stuff is a mess. You have like 100 unread messages.
What did you call my hotel room today?
I called it a crackhead's den. It's like literally like we just arrived, and I walk into Staffan's room, and it's like just a freaking mess.
I was
like,
looking for my adapter.
There's like all your stuff is just spread out across the entire room.
When did we arrive last night?
3:30 a.m.
3:30 a.m. My phone battery was fully out. I was looking for my adapter that apparently was not in my bag, it was in your bag, because unfortunately I left it to you, so it was my fault, whatever. But I was like trying to find it at like 4 a.m.
I figured you would text me if you needed it, because I was awake also, right?
No, but it was late when I realized it. I didn't want to bother you, man. I wanted you to have your sleep.
I was up until 4. Like
you were also up to 4 yesterday?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And I didn't realize I had internet in my bedroom, so I was sitting in the lobby downstairs by myself. On the couch. Yeah.
Bro, I had internet in my room. Should I come in there?
We had just uploaded the Switzerland video last night, and the comments were so nice that I was sitting there and I was like reading a few and answering a few, and like we had forgot to do a couple things, so I was like fixing that, like the end screen and whatever.
Yeah.
So I was just doing that at like 4 in the morning, and then I was like, I should probably go to bed. Like we need to do stuff tomorrow, today.
I thought it was only me who was up to 4,
no.
so I was feeling a little bit bad, honestly speaking.
No, I was.
And we're always honest with each other. It's
not
no worries. But I was like, am I like up too late tonight? But you were also up late. Yeah.
So sometimes I do think, quite often I think, like, how long are we gonna like keep doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it for 10 years now. Mm-hmm. It's a long time.
Yeah, and I've been on the road as well for like over 10 years, but mostly first in Sweden and Scandinavia as a public speaker, right? But now 3 years.
Yeah,
non-stop travels pretty much, and trying to figure out life while we go.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna enjoy this episode a lot. We're in the middle of the Pacific at an island barely
story
anyone
we're filming here.
have heard about, and it actually belongs to America.
Yeah.
But nobody knows really.
And literally nobody knows.
And we had a very hard time entering the well, never mind. We'll come back to that. Please watch that episode.
Let's go back to that episode.
But I have some things just to celebrate.
Okay.
First of all, Project Problem that we mentioned. You're out of it, or we are out of it. But
it's
like,
resolved.
Can we do some clap sounds for that?
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who supported us on that. We read the comments.
We only really talked about it here. Project Problem was a temporary blimp of inconvenience, but now we're here.
And unfortunately we can't still speak about it, and we don't wish to be this, mysterious and secret. We were just speaking about that we want to be authentic and real and transparent in this podcast.
I wish I could talk about it, but we cannot talk about it.
Yeah.
The point is it's resolved, and we are now free, and hopefully the next run of episodes is going to be a good one.
Yes.
I hope it's going to be a good one. I was very happy with the Switzerland episode. You went off on your own and filmed an episode that I'm very excited about as well.
Yeah, Brunei. Thanks to everyone who wrote it as well. I was reading comments in this podcast episode on the YouTube. I don't know if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or if you're watching, but in the comment section I was reading people's names, and I was reading them saying like, go Staffan, you got this, we'll be rooting for you, we believe in you. Yeah. And I got to be touched by that, so just want to say thank you. I remember some names like Annie and JM and some more people out there, so just want to send a blessing of gratitude. And I think sometimes, I don't know how it is for you, but people maybe think that maybe people don't think this, but I think sometimes people I met maybe think, like, oh, Staffan, you're always positive, or an abundance of optimism, or, courage or whatever, or Thomas, you're so brave, or doing this. But it's a little bit tricky sometimes to figure out these things. So we speak about that, like every single comment, every single engagement, every single soul out there who is like, you know, praying,
Makes a
hoping,
difference.
liking, commenting, whatever. It's not about the like or the comment, but it's about the energy behind that, right?
Right.
That someone is, you know, rooting for you. So
Yeah.
just wanna say thanks to whoever sent that energy.
Yeah.
So,
You know, I think as creatives, there's obviously, you pursue your own creativity and your own interests and curiosity, but ultimately you're also telling the story for others to enjoy, you know, and when you feel that your objective, like the emotion you were trying to create, was felt by other people, it's worth celebrating. You know, it's a nice feeling to feel that, okay, we had an experience and we told the story in a way that felt authentic and true, and people understood the message and the point of that story. You know, we don't land it every time. You know, sometimes people don't get it. People are like, what the hell was this? You know, why did you make this video? And it's also because not every single time can you have the most magical, incredible, you know, life-changing experience.
Yeah,
right.
Something
sometimes,
that will also...
yeah, but no. Sometimes we take a swing at an idea. We don't know what's there. We just go there and we figure it out.
Yeah.
And you do your best beforehand to like filter through it, to think through it, and then when you get there, you hope to tell a great story. And sometimes you succeed and sometimes you don't, right? And when we succeed, usually we kind of have a feeling, but we don't know 100%. And then we post the video and we're like, okay, yeah, you know, we can see now that like this worked. Like people resonated with it and people connected with it.
Yeah.
And now we shared it in a way that felt good, and that people got to take away their own experience out of our experience, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful put. Yeah, we create something, we send it out there. Sometimes our intentions land, sometimes not. Sometimes it maybe even lands in a way we didn't even expect. Sometimes people feel or hear stuff as well that we don't even are aware of, right?
Right.
Like I learned something many years ago called the Johari window. It's like the window you see yourself at, the window you think you see yourself at, the window people actually see you, and the fourth window is the shadow. You know, you don't really exactly know how you see yourself for the other, and it's still unexplored territory. And that's something I thought about, like actually when we started this podcast, because we are opening up a window, right, into our friendship and our brotherhood, but also into our travels and our videos and our stories. And yeah, it's a more intimate conversation, right? And yeah, I think people can feel more than we even can believe sometimes. I believe you agree with me on this one, but I reflected a bit about that. I got some DM on someone, you know, I could hear some pain in your chest or something. Someone texted me and I was like, and it was a beautiful comment. It was a very beautiful comment. And the person was like, I'm rooting for you and believing in you or so. And I can't remember exactly if it was something I specifically spoke about or that we spoke about, but yeah, whoever is out there, we used to wish for you to join our conversation, right? Because I know that you and me are trying to figure out life, trying to figure out this mission we are on together with our other beautiful friends within Yes Theory. And yeah, then we see where this lands, right? But do you?
Man, I think there's like one piece of advice that like I was told by a mentor early on, was that like nobody has any idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, that's just as you grow up.
Yeah, you told me that story of like going into an office, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me that, or tell everyone on that?
We have a lovely mentor, I guess a mentor. We call him our mentor at least. He's been advising us for almost like the whole time, like 9 years.
Yeah.
And when he got a job at like a fancy media company, and he was like a young, early 20s, you know, and
I like this story.
The boss took him around the office. He introduced him to the head of accounting, to the head of marketing. He introduced him to the head of programming, to like all these like executives, and he was like intimidated, you know. He was like, oh shit, like I'm meeting everyone.
Yeah.
And then he took him to this corner part of the office where you can see everything, the whole office, from this one spot. And he said, look around. And he was like, okay. And just remember one thing during your whole time here, nobody has any idea what they're doing. Everyone here is pretending. So trust your own intuition.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows. And the people who usually pretend to know the most usually are the ones that know the least.
Yeah.
So just
agree.
If you heavily disagree with somebody, just because they're higher up than you, don't assume that they know. And so one thing that I've learned, even like in meeting other meeting successful people that have done a lot more than I have and achieved a lot, I'm just like, oh, they're not like that much smarter. Like it's not like you meet them and you're like, whoa, this is a Goliath of a human. I can't believe I am such a small man. Like, you're like, oh, it's just another person who worked really hard, who was at the right place at the right time. And yes, of course, there are things that matter. Working hard matters. Believing in yourself, having the right idea, and all these things.
Take care of your energy that we spoke about in a previous episode.
Right, but nobody ultimately knows what they're doing. Everyone is trying to figure it out. And I find that sometimes some of the most successful people that I've met have the most chaotic personal lives because they've dedicated so much of their energy to building that they don't know what the hell is going on in their life, which is sort of echoing back a little bit.
Are you speaking about yourself again?
Well, it certainly isn't. I'm certainly not thriving in my personal life, but it's okay because I think one point that is like I'm at peace with is that the last few years were extremely difficult and I did not get to do this freely. Like I couldn't go on a trip and not feel guilty. I couldn't create and feel fully present at any point. And what I realized on this trip for the very first time is that I don't remember the last time that I was away not being extremely stressed every day about when I'm going back.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time I've felt that way. And I think like years. And it's so nice. Like I'm not in a rush, I'm just here with you, man.
Yeah, brother.
And with Corey, and we're on the beach here. Today we didn't need to film, so we're not filming, we're just doing this podcast.
Recharging today to be able to film tomorrow.
Yeah, because
arrived late last night.
Yeah.
But on that note, I just want to say that, it's we mentioned it in every episode and it's going to come back many times again. Or if anyone is listening now who have not heard before, but your beautiful mom is an angel nowadays since almost a year back. And it was, as we've spoken about in previous episodes, unimaginable and can't put words to it. But it is, I just get a little bit touched speaking about it. But
her favorite time of the day was the sunset and the sunrise. She watched both every day.
Yeah, very beautiful. I told you a couple of days ago, right? Like I miss her tremendously as well. I know we all know that it's your mom, but it's many people who miss her, and she's a beautiful soul, beautiful soul. But we feel her, right? We feel her in the sun, we feel her in the light. See her in the numbers. We see her in different ways, which we might say hello to in a different way at a different time in a podcast. But we see her and feel her. But she's missed down here on Earth. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But it is a new time now to travel. In this sense of not having to, go back to France or go back to the hospital. And we were maybe not planning to talk about this now, but I think as long as we are here and as long as it's present, I think we should always accept it, right? Talking about authenticity or what's real in the moment here. And blessings once again to beautiful Helena and to your mom.
I'm sure she's very happy seeing us running around telling stories about humanity. And it's interesting because I spoke about my mom having the gift of making people feel seen.
For sure.
And one of the things that I feel very lucky to get to do with Yes Theory is going to these remote places and making these people feel seen in a way. I never think of our stories as like our story, because it's their story. Sure. It's other people's story, that I see it as like somebody has given you a piece of them and they're trusting you with sharing something about them in an authentic and caring way.
Yeah.
And when you go to places that people don't usually go to, which are most of the time where we end up.
Yeah, where we are right now.
Then the words that you use and the story that you tell is really important because there aren't that many stories about them. And so the words, the way that you describe them or the way that you tell that story is going to greatly impact people's perception of that place, right?
Yeah.
And I think my favorite thing out of our videos is seeing comments from people from that really remote place being like, thank you for this video. Because I'd never felt like described in this way before, or never seen my people like that before, or I had to flee my country when I was a child and I miss it, and I got to re-experience it through this video, you know, like those kinds of comments to me are the best, because it shows that we accomplished our mission, right? Of telling a true story, but also doing it in a way that is respectful of the fact that it's their story.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just the bridge.
Yeah, we're just the bridge.
That's the way that I see what we do, is we're the bridge, you know, between, we're just shining the light, right?
Shining the light.
We're just pointing it at, like, we're not doing much more than looking for the right person to shine the light on. Right? And when we're here, literally what we're going to do tomorrow is look for the right person to shine the light on.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. When we're waking up tomorrow, we're going to walk out and we're going to look for a random person who's from here, this place that nobody has ever heard of.
And often not even look for, right? Often they just appear.
It's appearing. Yeah.
So,
and, you know, I it's funny. I'm curious what people think about this, because I read someone that was like, why do they keep calling everyone that they meet brother or uncle or dad, you know, or grandpa or grandma? And most of the time it's these people that do it first.
Yeah.
You know, and then we just play along with it. But it's not like it's not a gimmick. You know, we're not doing this to, you know, I can see how for people, if it's happening every video, that they're like, maybe it feels like too much. But that's how it happens.
It naturally happens, yeah.
And, you know, we meet a grandma, and then, you know, she treats us like her grandkids. Or,
they often adopt us. Like
we get adopted, and like it's sort of how it happens.
They touch our cheek, and then like, yep, you're mine now, and we're like, okay, adopted by another 90-year-old grandma.
Exactly.
Happened in Brunei as well, right?
Yeah. But they called. I saw in the footage, they called you, like they said, now you're family. Yeah. And you guys were like, oh, okay, cool. It's not like we're trying to do this every episode. They've never watched Yes Theory. They don't know that we like meet people and end up calling them family, you know. Yeah. So it's kind of funny. It's not by design. We're not walking around being like, who are we gonna, like, you know, in some kind of artificial way, you know, call family.
And talking about feeling, I think people who watches our videos, and so they feel right, that it's, or I hope so. Write in the comment section what you feel when you watch the videos, if you wish to share. But like, you can feel the bond being created, right? From maybe confusion and, you know, not knowing each other in the beginning, to establishing some kind of relationship, and then suddenly you're family. Then suddenly you're someone's nephew or uncle or. Yeah.
It's a very strange job we have.
Yeah, it is.
If you can even call it a job.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I reacted. But the sky here is beautiful.
Yeah, it's getting incredible.
That is beautiful. Yeah.
The sun setting will be the end of our podcast. So whenever the sun sets, that'll be the universe telling us to shut up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, now it's over.
Now it's time. Enough yapping about.
Two Swedish yappers. Yeah, I was going to say that. You need to.
I mean, I do want to mention that I feel like we have to put a little asterisks on this stuff, so people don't think we're completely insane. But I feel very privileged also.
For sure.
To have a passport that allows me to travel the world, to have the opportunity to have even, you know, started this channel 10 years ago and to keep going. I do feel very proud of the work and the hard work that we put in, and it doesn't come without sacrifice. But I have friends who are in countries that are at war, in Ukraine and other places, and I have friends who have had to survive countries at war in Iraq and Syria, and so I want to make sure that people don't think that is taken for granted also, you know. Like I think our life is strange and confusing and has its own sets of challenges, but also when you zoom out, it's great, you know. Like when you zoom out, we get to live freely in a country that is a democracy, where we can speak our mind freely, and where we have healthcare and all these things. And, you know, the more you travel, the more you realize that a lot of those things that we take for granted, most people would dream of having.
Our dating lives, that's chaos, but
but the rest of it.
But we're grateful, and I thank universe every day for the life I'm living. Every single day. Every single day. And before every single episode, I write a list, you know, what to prepare. And then 1, be present. Number 2, grateful. Yeah. Always, always, always.
You know what's interesting about gratitude is that, like, if you can't be grateful for what you have today, you won't be able to be grateful for what you'll have tomorrow.
100% agree. And I dare to say that I'm as grateful today as I was 10 years ago or 15 years ago, or maybe not 15 years ago, 10 years ago at least, because that was the beginning of like, you know, public speaking and my life before YouTube and these things, and trying to figure out life. And when I say those things, I say it with light, you know. It was very much in the beginning, you know. He was more a lunatic running around in a small suburb of Sweden trying to
speak to people,
listen to me, and spread positivity and kindness. So that's what I'm saying, that I'm coming from. But I was still very grateful for it because it was fun. So I agree with you. If you can't be grateful for what you have now, and I think that's like a good reminder for anyone tuning in, right? Maybe we can reflect upon that as well, like something we're grateful about, or someone want to write something in the comment section that they are grateful about, please tune in. We love reading the comments, by the way, on different platforms. So whatever you're tuning in, if you wish to share, if you just want to continue listening, please do that as well. But we really want to interact with you in this kind of community here. We want to like have a space together, like hang, figure out, cry, laugh, smile, have the ups, the downs, the celebrations, the big problem, project problem.
But yeah, I mean, it is something that I think for me, I had to learn the hard way. Like I had to get a lot of things that I thought I wanted to be happy, to realize that if I'm not able to feel genuine gratitude, regardless of what my circumstances are, I'm never going to be able to feel it even when I have those things.
Do you want to give an example of like how that expresses?
I remember in 2018, like we've been dreaming of having 1 million subscribers, of like, you know, having all these things happening, and we didn't pay ourselves for the first several years of doing Yes Theory. The first 3.5 years, we paid ourselves 0. And then in 1 month, we paid ourselves like for the first time, and we did like a bit of a lump payment, like not a crazy amount, but enough to be like, oh, I have money in my bank account now. Like I had like $500, less than $500, between 0 and 500 for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So when you think about what you're spending your money on, you know, I couldn't go on a date. Like I couldn't spend $100 on dinner and like, you know, so like my dates would be like, we can go for a walk on the beach, you know, like that was the date, you know, that's all I could afford. I didn't have a car. We didn't have any of those things. So then I got money in my bank account. We crossed 1 million subscribers. I had a girlfriend, and I still wasn't able to feel gratitude. That was the craziest realization, where I was like, everything that I wanted a year ago, everything I have now, and I'm not able to feel it.
I have a question to you on this topic that you're opening. Beautiful topic, by the way. I wish really for these conversations to be on these areas, you know. We're still exploring it. Yeah. But these times when you felt that, you know, 1 million subs, started to earn something, started to have a relationship that you were working on, you had many things that people were like, could see on the outside as successful, you said that you were not feeling good. Like how were you really feeling? Like how, like
these days?
I'm genuinely curious. Like I know you told me about BIT, and I know, but sometimes it's easier to talk about in hindsight. So I'm just inviting you, like how tough was it?
Like that time or today?
That time.
Yeah, it was very interesting, because it was it's one of those like very silly things where I think Jim Carrey said in a speech, like, I wish everyone could get fame and money to realize it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't have that much money, didn't have that much fame, but got enough to like, more than I never, you know, 1 million subscribers seemed like impossible. And then we had like 2 million within like a few months.
Yeah.
We went from like a few 100,000 to 2.5 million within 6 months. So like imagine the jump, right? And then all of a sudden I walk outside and people are like asking for pictures with me, and I'm like, I had the biggest imposter syndrome of my life. It's just like, why do you want a picture with me? Like, what's wrong with you? You know, I'd be like, I was so confused, you know? I was so confused. Like, it's nothing prepares you for like people asking you to take pictures. It's like a very bizarre experience. Now I'm like used to it, and I always enjoy when people come up and people are nice.
Always beautiful souls.
This thing is, people that watch Yes Theory are extremely kind people.
Beautiful.
So it's never, once in a while you'll get the occasional drunk person who like doesn't know the boundaries, you know, and you just sort of have to tell them like, hey man, I gotta go. Like,
very few times.
We gotta keep moving, you know. But 99.9% is just like such nice people come up, you know, share a short thing, and usually they feel if we're in the middle of something, the people are very considerate. So I feel quite lucky, and I don't really want more than this. You know, I'm like very content with where we're at. Like the only thing that I want more of is telling better stories. Like I want to increase the quality, but I don't want more fame or like any of those things just don't feel like interesting to me.
Yeah, we spoke about that, you and me, before, and I fully echo you on that, right? We just want to tell the good stories, but it's like there's no need to look for any outer validation. It was you're saying, right? Whoever might be listening and might be, you know, having any idea of like, you know.
I think it's can we take Yes Theory deeper? Can we go further? Can we like? I like the idea of just we have all these little things that we're tinkering with, right? Like you're thinking a lot about like, okay, how do we connect deeper with humans? How do we like bring out their stories, you know? And then we're thinking about how do we get the cinematography to be good? How do we make sure that we keep our camera in our hand to keep it raw and authentic, you know? Yeah. How do we capture the little moments? Like we're always thinking about how do we make this better, like constantly. And that part I find fun. I never want to stop thinking about how do you make it better. The goal to make it better isn't to reach like a Mr. Beast type of scale. The goal is to go deeper with people that are watching, and hopefully just focusing on that, you know, is what I find interesting. And just
same here. Like rather have like, you know, the real ones, and once again the people we meet on the street, right? They're always or 99.9%, as you said, beautiful, open, having their soul with them, right? Even if someone is shy or outspoken or whatever, like doesn't matter, but the soul is often / always there, right? So these are the kind of people we wish to go deeper with, right? And anyone is welcome, of course, to tune in. We wish anyone to be here. Everyone is welcome, but it's like it takes a level of empathy and soul level, I believe, to dig into these journeys and stories we are on, because some people, you know, think we are, you know, some people would never watch us, but I think the people who connect are the ones who share the same values, right?
I want to ask you something. How do you maybe a lot of people I think a lot of people might relate to this question, like how do you actually experience gratitude? Because I think gratitude is the ultimate thing that like people say is good, right? You can do a gratitude list, but sometimes doing the gratitude list makes you feel worse because you're like you're writing down all these things you should be grateful for, you know. But if you're not feeling it deep within your body, writing it down just makes you feel worse. Like I remember at some point when I was not doing well, I was trying to do a gratitude list because I heard on a podcast that it's good for me, you know. And it's like it didn't help me at all because I wasn't able to actually feel the gratitude. You know, like how do you go, like what is it that you need to do to actually feel the gratitude? Because I think that's so difficult for most people.
I can only speak for me, yeah? By the way, did you avoid a question before, by the way, how you were feeling 2018?
No. It's feeling great. It's feeling great.
No, you answered it partially, but we'll go back and forward. And this is you and me just sitting and chatting, so it's good. We'll bounce back and forward. Gratitude, there is this saying, right? You have to feel it to heal it. And to connect this to gratitude here, I don't think you can just think it. I think you have to feel it. So for me, I've been able to enter a room within myself, I would say, where I can find a place of genuine gratitude of what I have in front of me, regardless if it's a friend, if it's an opportunity, if it's being healthy, you know, and almost coming back to, as we spoke about previous episodes, about being delusional almost, like whatever I had in front of me, I've been grateful for that. And people, it's easier to speak, of course, if everyone would know my entire story. You know my story very well of like, you know, things that is not the time yet to speak about openly, but yeah, it's painful. Like whoever listening to that, whoever wrote that comment on my Instagram DM of, you know, I could feel some pain in your chest. Like that's true. Like I'm also a very happy person. I'm also a very optimistic and joyful person, but I also walk around with a lot of pain. Like it's not that's true. And to be walking around with a lot of pain, I think you have to find a place of gratitude, or else you will cope with something very bad, right, and go too dark. That you spoke about in a previous episode as well.
So you're saying the pain helped you or has taught you to navigate gratitude on a deeper level?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. 100%. it's like, what is the alternative, you know? Like, imagine, and I wish to have said it, but just imagine, and I know that you who are listening now as well, you have your own pains, right? It can be within family, it can be within friendships, it can be something with yourself, with your body, with, you know, something that is like, something that you're hiding maybe. And yeah, those parts that I'm hiding, you know, that is not ready to come out in the light yet, it's either it breaks you, I believe, or you have to find a way to like come around it and be like either grateful for it. That's some things I've been able to turn it around. Like I had this saying that you know, before I came down on earth, I had an agreement with a person that I know in my life today that I'm unfortunately having some, you know, painful connection to. But I wish to think in my good days that before going down on earth, we were like two angels up there or so, and we told each other soon we're going to go down on earth, and we're going to have a very painful relationship in one way, but it's for you to be taught and teach and learn and go deep within that to maybe be able to help others one day or so. And that gives me comfort to be able to think like that. But it's not always easy, and sometimes, you know, I maybe burst into tears, or maybe it's like I ask myself, why me, or like, why this? But that has been my way to be like, you know, bam, this is heavy, but if I don't see it as, you know, it's teaching me something, it's giving me gratitude, I would break. I would not be able to be where I am today.
You know, it's interesting how, like, pain is like the thing everyone is running away from, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's the thing that takes us, it either breaks you or it takes you deeper into the human experience.
Yeah.
And
well said.
And you have the ability to choose, right? Like, you choose, you decide which one is it going to be. And of course, sometimes not having any support around you makes it much easier to choose a bad path. And sometimes you have to choose a bad one for a bit.
Yeah, I've been there.
To come back to choosing the right one, right? But I do agree with you that gratitude is it's not a cerebral thing, right? It's not a thinking activity, it's a feeling activity.
Yeah.
And I think when you're writing down, I'm grateful for my job, I'm grateful for my friends, I'm grateful for my life, and then you're not feeling those things, then it's meaningless, actually. Then the gratitude list has absolutely no point.
Yeah, it's just a piece of paper.
It's just more thinking, it's just more stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like, yeah, I think you have to be able to feel things to go anywhere. And if you're not feeling the pain, maybe it's harder to also feel the gratitude, because you're just disconnected from feeling altogether.
And I think you need to feel it in portions as well, right? With safe relationship with friends, or with a family, or a therapist, or someone else trusted, you know. Because when it's too much, right, that's when it's too much to handle. Yeah. So you have to let it out bit by bit. In
pieces, yeah.
And I remember when I didn't have any support system really around me or so, that was the time in my life where life was harder to navigate, right? Yeah. And looking back at that was a lost Staffan. You're talking about Thomas those years, and Staffan that years back in the time, I was like, wow. Yeah. That was some exploration time, right, for both of us. And for me in that case was like, yeah, where do I release this pain, and where do I like place this pain? And I had to like try to understand, right, like what do I do with this? Yeah. And gratitude has been my savior. And of course, I've been very lucky in many ways in my life, and I feel grateful for many parts of my life. Obviously, I feel so lucky, but some parts has been a risk for totally breaking me, as you know. But it didn't so far. You know what's interesting, sort of circling back to the life on the road topic. Mm-hmm. The premise of Yes Theory is to say yes and to seek discomfort, right? And there's so much of it in the adventures that we do, but sometimes the discomfort that we need to seek is not in this, right? It's in the how do you feel when you're like alone at home? Like, that's discomfort, right? And sometimes, I think at least for me, there was a period where the videos was like an escape from the discomfort I actually needed to seek. And the discomfort we were seeking in the videos was easy. Mm. If you see what I mean. Going on another trip and doing that stuff was easy. Sitting with myself was hard. Yeah. And that's where we're going through chapters, right? Where are you at that chapter right now, if I may ask? Like, I know in many ways, but I just wanna like just ask you of like, you know, how are you, man? Really?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's honestly, I'm not really trying to. Maybe it's gonna sound depressing, but I'm like not trying to be like that happy right now. I'm just trying to like exist, you know. I'm trying to do this really well. I'm trying to like trying to figure out what my life is. Like I don't really know what it is yet.
No.
I don't know. So I don't really know who I am as much as I did before, I think. But at the same time, I also feel that I know myself more than I've ever felt. So it's a bit strange. Like I think I know myself more than I've ever felt, but I don't know what my life is. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
beautiful, man.
I think I'm the most self-aware version of myself, but I'm also the most feeling like a foreigner in my own life. You know, I'm like walking around like, what is all this? You know, I don't know what's important to me anymore. I don't know. I thought that by 32 I'd have a wife. You know, I thought my mom would still be here. Like none of these things nothing is happening like I thought it would. And so, not that I wanted it to be in a very specific way, but like everything is just completely different than what it was from even just a year ago or 2 years ago. That right now I'm just trying to enjoy doing this, and then when I'm home, being with my family, and then taking care of my health. Those are like my three things that I'm trying to like. I'm trying to
I was just gonna
reconnect with our audience and feel like people feeling like love yes theory, like they're in their thing, you know. They can feel that like we're here, we're present, we're enjoying it, we're having fun. Then I want to be with my family 100% when I'm home. I want to be there. I don't want to be thinking about this when I'm with them. And then I want to take care of my health and like exercise and eat healthy and do all those things. That's what I'm just focusing on. So I'm not thinking too much about like how I'm feeling, really, because it's just like, I do think about how I'm feeling, but I'm not trying to be like happy or in like joy or, you know, I'm just kind of trying to exist and doing my best to exist. And that's like, that feels like perfectly fine for me right now. Like I'm very happy with that idea of just like, you know.
I can I can see that, and I've been with you not every day but many days during the recent years. And you're doing it beautiful, man. You're doing it absolutely beautiful, and how you're figuring it out. And this goes for me as well, of course, but I'm talking about you now, like how you are figuring it out and making sense of this reality you're in now, and understanding more of yourself, and having an idea of like a wife, as you said, or your beautiful mama Helena, or like, and then having to like create a new life where you are now than what we thought before, right? And it's like the compass and the map, right? We can't like decide how life is going to be, right? We have the compass, and then we follow and we see what's happening now. So you said that you want to walk towards like health and family and take care of yourself and the mission we are on. And so is it anything I'm going to challenge you a little bit now, like is it anything you want to ask for? I know you're not so good in asking for help. I think you're one of the least good person. So I'm roasting you now with love. So I'm asking you, is it anything I can do for you as a friend? And is it anything people out there can do for you?
Yeah, I'm not good with this. Well, I think you're supporting me in every way that I would want you to. So I don't have much to ask from you, to be honest. And then, from the audience, I just hope they, you know, continue having faith in us and stay connected and trust that we're doing everything we can to be present, to be here, to be excited. You know, we're giving 100% of our energy.
We are.
Into this. And to just, if they feel something is off, it's because life is tough right now. And we're doing our best to make it good, you know. I think also just being aware that like, channels grow, people grow, things change, you know, and I'm very much at a point now, I think, where I'm just like, okay, life is short, never know what can happen tomorrow, and you can change who you are at any moment.
You can.
Like, who you were yesterday doesn't need to be who you are tomorrow.
Yes, brother.
And so I'm just kind of like figuring out.
I get hyped when you say that. I get hyped when you say that when I think about my problem.
So I'm just thinking like, who am I tomorrow is what I'm thinking about. How do I who am I transforming into, and what are the self-limiting beliefs that I've had, and how do I move past those is what I'm thinking about a lot. And I'm just excited for the change that's happening. Like, I'm excited for the idea of, like, you know, we have these avatars that we exist in.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to continue reinventing my avatar and to just figure out who's that guy going to be in 5 years, you know? Because I don't know him, but I'm excited, and I want to compound my behavior today to set myself up for 5 years from now to be even more connected to my feelings, my emotions, to be even more excited about what I'm doing. You know,
that's the intention. That's the direction. Yeah, beautiful.
And just continue, like, exploring life. We don't have that much time, man. Who fucking knows? Like,
bro, I started to think more like that.
We don't have that much time. Like, we got to do it now.
Yeah.
If you don't do it now, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's just the truth.
Like, there's no need to stress ourselves or anyone, but I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Why wait for love? Why wait to say the things you wish to say? Why wait to express or go for it? Like,
yeah. Urgency is important, though.
I believe so.
Urgency
100%.
doesn't come with stress, but it comes with an awareness that, like, I don't have time to waste.
Yeah. I've been thinking about my mortality.
Yeah.
More. Like, I've been thinking much more about my mortality.
There's that quote from Rocky: "There is no tomorrow." There is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
You need to do it now.
From the movie Rocky.
Yeah. There is no tomorrow. Yeah.
There is no tomorrow.
So you have to. I just, like, trying to think, like, in what ways am I wasting my time? And of course I'm wasting my time sometimes. I'm on fucking Instagram and, you know, these things, and then I'm like,
God
what am I doing? You know, brain rot, waste of time, you know?
Yeah, we need to work in
but
that.
But in what ways am I, and not to be productive at all times, but just, like, in what ways am I not living my life truly authentically, and then how can I go deeper?
I relate. Can maybe explore that even more and even further in these episodes, right? How do we get more out of life in a way that doesn't add stress and distraction? We could maybe, like, dig deep. If people wish for a coming episode, write in this comment section if you wish to have that. Maybe for the next episode we can, like, speak even more about, you know, our, I barely want to say it, you know, but our shadows, you know, the things we wish to leave behind.
Yeah.
And what future selves do we want to step into?
Yeah. What are we leaving behind? I've been thinking about that. It'd be a nice exercise to think more about it.
Okay. If we get a comment with 100 likes in the comment section, we're doing that next episode. We're talking about our shadows.
Perfect. The thing is, right now, the sun has set. And I think we should go catch the last light. So I think we can just bring people along here. I don't know if this is going to work.
Okay, so whoever is listening now, we used to walk down to the beach, you know, so we're sitting on the beach, and you who are watching, you know.
And this episode is going to be coming out at the same time as our lovely adventure in Brunei that I missed out on. Do you want to tell us a couple of words about that experience? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, on the Manias Theory channel, we just uploaded a video about this country that, again, not many people have heard of, called Brunei. That's Staffan was sent to by himself. Sent to the middle, literally as far as the road can go in the jungle, dropped off with, there's no hotel, and he had to hitchhike his way back to the capital and complete a bunch of challenges along the way, and ended up having a pretty magical experience, I have to say. What was your main, like, what is the main feeling you got walking away from that story?
Well, first thing that comes to mind is, like, it was the hardest goodbye I ever done at an airport. Interestingly enough. But this family, they just showered us with love since the moment we met them. They was showering with love. So I don't know if we kept that in the video in the end or not, but I told them at the airport that, you know, they are the proof of what we need in this world. We need love, and that family was love, you know, because I felt cured, you know, talking about shadows today or some problems and so on. I had zero problems after being with that family for 3 days, you know, because I just felt so taken care of. And whatever insecurities or unhealed parts within me, that family healed that, at least during that time, you know. That's what comes to me now. And people who seen the video, I think you will understand, because they were very kind. They were very loving. Muslim family in a small village in the outskirts of Brunei.
Who had never met foreigners really before in their life.
Yeah, not in this way. Not in this way.
Not anyone who's.
I don't think they met foreigners. Yeah, maybe someone from like country nearby, but never from Europe. Or something.
Amazing.
So yeah, no, they were some gems of human beings. So shout out to the Hahi family of the village of Labi in Brunei, and yeah, that was
Beautiful.
a story to remember. And you were deeply missed there, but you were there in spirit as well. And
Project Problem is now over, so next episode we'll be all together.
Yes.
What was your prompt, sir, for this week? We're testing this prompt thing to end the episodes here. You said you had a prompt idea?
Yeah, so the prompt could be, imagine we want to like leave something behind, yeah? I'm connecting it to what we said now. We want to leave something behind, we want to step into something else. Imagine if your life was a movie, what would the audience be screaming right now for you to do? If your life was a movie right now in your life, what would the audience be screaming?
Probably go swim.
Yeah. we should.
I brought my swimsuit.
Okay, but let's do it. I didn't, but I'm happy to do skinny dipping here. No, I'm just kidding. I'll do.
Podcast is over. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.
Do underwear.
We're gonna go for a swim.
Yes. See you. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, like, leave a comment. It means the world. And yeah, we love you all guys out there. So thank you for being on this journey with us. See you. So nice. Woohoo!